TV programs are history, Cali between the 80s and 90s. Good morning, welcome to a trip through the Cali of the 80s. Santiago de Cali was the city recognized and publicly catalogued in the world as one of the best places to live. It is the city of the breast that crosses the farragones of people with open arms. This is Cali, whose great streets and houses were born right in the heart of the city, the one that is located on 4th Avenue between Street 7 and 9, and a few meters from the Tutela River. There the main activities of the Caleños raizales were concentrated, who for centuries ago began to live a pursuing city in those first cobbled grounds. The traditional La Merced Church, on that of hillock of that rustic chapel with thatched roof, high white walls and wooden windows, the Eucharist was officiated at the head of the Archbishop of the time. It was the age of nightclubs and all its splendor, where Caleños wore white boot pants, long-sleeved shirt with prints, patent leather shoes, and two colors of black and white. Men and women wore their hair with the famous Afro style. They met in the different neighborhoods and formed the festivals and angelos in which the rhythms on boogaloo, cha-cha-cha, Antillean, and salsa were the sounds. Between the 80s and 90s in Cali, the best sports season was live, where the soccer team became known and won the top category titles in the Colombian soccer. América de Cali and Deportivo Cali soccer matches were held on Sunday afternoon, in which the Caleños religiously adorned themselves with their shirts, green and white or red, to support their favorite team. So important was the trajectory of the football teams that they were part of a burst in the sun of the fire in Cali, and of course the most spectacular fire in the country. Interview with soccer coach Gabriel Ochoa. Dr. Gabriel Ochoa was the most successful soccer coach in Colombia. Thank you very much, Dr. Ochoa, for accepting the invitation to our program. Who was the best soccer player who trained at América de Cali in the 80s? There were many good players that trained for América de Cali at that time, but the best was Willington Ortiz. What was the most important title for you as a soccer coach? They weren't very special as a player and as coach, but the first title with América de Cali, being their coach, was the most important. They had been looking for their first title for a long time and breaking the famous curse of the skibble. What was more difficult, being a soccer goalkeeper or soccer coach? But were difficult. The soccer goalkeeper was always blamed in the elusive goal, and the coach is always hired for good and retired for bad. Why did you win so many titles as a soccer coach? Discipline and effort were the basis of success, and in the tactical part everything was based on having a good defense. What sporting achievement did you lack as a soccer coach? The only sporting achievement that I did not achieve was being champion of the Cup Libertadores de América.